What's up, guys? Death Donkey back, and this time with adventure in Egypt. Of course we visit the damn pyramids. You think I'm gonna go to Egypt with a plane and a mission and not get distracted? Think again. So what's the plan? This mission I speak of? Well, in taking inspiration from the Top Gear UK TV show, where in one of the episodes the hosts, Jeremy Clarkson, James May, and Richard Hammond, start in Uganda to find the source of the Nile River in cars. We, on the other hand, are starting on the other end with a plane. We're starting by the Mediterranean Sea for this adventure, the very end of the line for the Nile River. In a town called Alexandria, airport identifier Hotel Echo Alpha X-Ray, for those of you who want to know, in a some 4,100-mile journey up one of the longest rivers in the world to find the source of the Nile for ourselves, we start ours here. Let's get this taxi going, and while we taxi here, I'll give a quick brief about this series I'd like to start with you guys and just go over the general idea I had. So this is very obviously not the full 4,100 miles traveled in one video for this particular adventure. These will be broken down into legs, if necessary, that are more manageable, and at the end we will always land. Whether at an airport or not, each video in our adventure series will start with a takeoff, end with a landing, and a majority of our flights will be detailed enough throughout that if you wanted to fly the same legs of these adventures on your own, you should be able to do so reasonably. If you didn't want to or can't, well, this is why I'm taking you along with me. And yes, I did load the aircraft down a little bit with some simulated passengers, so you really are with me on this one. Let's get this bird airborne, and I'll tell you a little more about it once we're in the air. So we've just taken off from Hotel Echo Alpha X-Ray, or Alexandria International. Flaps are up and gear is up. We're just off the Mediterranean, which we can see out the left window there. Let's take in some sights before we go to others that we find along the way. So in these adventures, we may not always be alone like we are here. We may very well have some friends or supporters join in on some of these legs. So if you aren't a part of the Chat Nation Discord channel, you should probably click that link in the description below and check it out. Subscribe and ring the bell so you don't miss another adventure like this one. As we soak in some of these sights above Alexandria here, I should mention the weather we are seeing is more of a custom brew than a realistic scenario. So the reason it's cloudy with scattered rain over what I've seen to be a rather almost always clear sky is simply to make it not so boring. Though most of these adventures will feature real-world weather for that particular day and time, these atmospherics are new to all of us at this time, so I just wanted to play around with some of the settings at our disposal and make things a little more interesting than clear skies, for this first adventure at least. Though rain is scattered, the clouds are high enough and visibility is good enough that we should still be able to enjoy the sights we find along the way. Winds are rather calm, so flying shouldn't be too much of a challenge to handle the aircraft. We won't be fighting Mother Nature here, only admiring some of the beauty she can produce. We're also early morning for this leg, so just before 6 a.m. local time to be exact. Let's make a left turn here and backtrack just a little bit, take one more good look at the city we left, and then start flying inland. The Nile is about 35 or so miles right in the direction I'm looking now, or east-northeast from us now, and would be flowing from right to left or from south to north. We will be, of course, following the river southbound to find its source, and I cut inland here shortly after the city. I don't fly to the coast to the end of the river, and instead, I guess you could say, I sort of shortcut it. But I shortcut it with reason. I wanted to see what a rural area would look like around these parts, and a lot of the more densely populated areas are going to be right along the river, so I wanted to avoid some of those. Enjoy a montage while we get to the next thing that grabbed my attention, and I'll be right back. On top of being slightly distracted by the little villages that dotted the land as I flew here, we can now see the Nile winding wonderfully through the land just below the horizon there. And this marks our first point of interest, the first time I laid eyes on the Nile. Now that we are at the Nile River side, we shall not leave it. We shall protect it with our lives and never stray too far from it. Except to maybe get some shots over this city that I saw off in the distance here. Man, that's so cool. Following our river upstream, again southbound, leads us to Cairo, I believe is how it's pronounced, the capital of this actually pretty wonderful landscape in Egypt, and Giza, where, as we know, is home of the iconic 3 pyramids and Great Sphinx. This area really just captivated me the whole time, so let me slide into the next montage here and enjoy Cairo, Giza, and the pyramids. And I'll be right back after this. After enjoying some time around Cairo and Giza, I headed south along the river some more. Along the way, just a few minutes outside the cities, was a few more pyramids, here's 2 of them now, that caught my eye, and of course I had to check them out with a flyby. Further down, enjoying that early morning sun, I saw some more smaller villages, no shortage of them here, and then another pyramid-like structure off in the distance caught my eye. Egypt must just be riddled with these, and in school you're only really taught of the 3 with maybe just a single mention of the other ones. Of course we do a flyby. After this structure, we were getting closer to our planned landing spot, so let's work on getting this plane on the ground now. What do you say? Our planned destination for this flight is Beni Suef, I think is how it's said, or Hotel Echo Bravo Foxtrot in the simulator. Winds are coming from the north, so we will be entering the pattern per ATC instruction for this landing. I typically use VATSIM when I'm looking for ATC, but I wanted to check out the default ATC a little bit for some reason. I did turn off the voices though, which is why you aren't hearing them. They want us to enter a left downwind for runway 1. The airport's actually just off the nose there to the left. We've been given landing clearance, our gear is down, our flaps are down. Let's work on a landing, shall we? If you guys didn't like the video, well, you can thumbs down. If you did like the video and want to see more, like and subscribe to support me the most. I would love to reach 1,000 subs. Ring the bell so you don't miss the next leg in this adventure, and join the Chat Nation Discord channel to join other people from literally all over the world, near and far from you, who also like to fly, shoot, race, and much, much more, linked in the description. This was Death Donkey 93 with another Death Donkey's Game Nation video, and of course your feedback is welcome in the comments section below. And as always, thanks for watching, and until next time.